Alright, boys and girls, here we go with 4th grade Excel lesson number 76. This is Mr. Bedley, and this one should not be too tough today. Don't think you'll have trouble with it, but, pay attention anyway. Maybe you'll learn something. Here we go. We're going to learn about adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. That means the number on the bottom of the fraction is the same on both numbers. And we're going to see how to add and subtract these. So number 1 shows you a picture of what it would look like. Number 1 has 2/4 plus 1/4 is equal to 3/4. What does this look like? Well, if this is 2/4, and let me show you, I'm not going to be able to do a very good job with it, but if I finish out that circle right there and continue to chop it, you can see that this piece and this piece would be 2 of the 4 pieces, so that's equal to 2/4. And then this piece right here is the same size as that piece, so it's 1 of the 4ths. Another way of looking at that is, let's see, I'm going to draw it out here on the side. Here is 4/4, and that piece right there in the problem is this piece right here. Do you see? That's 1/4. So if I take 1/4 and I add over here on the right side 2/4, you see that? 1/4 and 2/4, I get 3/4, and that's what they show you right here. Okay, what about 1/2 minus 1/2? Well, if I have 1/2, this picture does not do a very good job of explaining this. We shouldn't have 2 1/2s here. We should have 1/2, and then we should be getting rid of that 1/2 because we're taking away 1/2. What we're left with is no halves. Actually, we would just call it 0. Notice that the answer is not 0 zeros because the denominator is still 2, the number of pieces that it takes to make the whole, and that does not change. We do not do 2 minus 2 is 2. Up here we don't go 4 plus 4 is 8. That doesn't, it's still fourths. When we take 2/4 and we put 1/4 with it, we still have 3/4. All right, let's take a look at some sample problems here. We'll do these together. 2/5 plus 2/5 is equal to what? Let's see if you can beat me in writing it. Well, if you have 2/5 and you put another 2/5 with it, you now have 4/5. Why don't you have 4/10? Well, because we're not even dealing with tenths. Tenths are very small pieces compared to fifths, and we haven't put any tenths with any tenths. We've only put fifths with fifths. Think of the fraction as kind of like being an object, and we're naming the object. So what if it was 2 dogs plus 2 dogs? Would the answer be 4 alligators? No, it'd just be 4 dogs. And that's really what we have here, 2/5, and we put that with 2 more fifths, and what do we get? We get 4/5. Think of again like that's like a label on there, okay? The fifths is somewhat like a label. Here's 6/7, take away 4/7. What do we get? See if you can beat me. 6 take away 4 is 2, so the answer is 2/7. And again, it's not zeros, it's not 14ths. We're taking 4 away from 6 and getting 2. What are these things, these 2 things? They're sevenths. They're the size of a piece that would take 7 of them to make a whole. All right, pause the video, try number 4 on your own. Number 5 on your own. So you have 3/8 plus 2/8, and you should have written 5/8. All right, let's take a look at number 6. Sometimes the problems are going to be written up and down. We have 1/3 there, we have 1/3 there. When I add those together, I get 2/3. Notice where they wrote the answer. All right, so now we're going to show you a couple of more problems here. Number 7 and 8 are written down on the screen. Copy those onto your paper and then solve them and then turn the video back on. So go ahead and pause the video now. Now, hopefully you wrote a little bit neater than me. I'm trying to write with my finger on a little iPad here, but 2/4 take away 2/4 would be equal to no fourths, right? 2 minus 2 is nothing. Another way of writing that is just 0. I would rather have you write 0 than 0/4 because 0 is just nothing. And if I have 2 of something and I take those 2 somethings away, I've got nothing left. All right, number 8. 1/6 plus 4/6. If I put 1 with 4, I get 5. So the answer is 5/6. All right, now on your screen you will see 9, 10, and 11 written. Go ahead and pause the video, copy those down, and then solve them. All right, so you should have already done number 9. We have 7 ninths plus or minus 3 ninths. If you added them together and got 10 ninths, you didn't pay attention to that symbol right there. 7 minus 3 is 4, so the answer is 4 ninths. Make sure you're always erasing and fixing any wrong answers, but you should definitely be trying these on your own. I guarantee you will not be learning what you're supposed to be learning if you do not try stuff on your own before seeing me solve it. All right, 1/3 and 1/3 is equal to 2/3, and 3/5 take away 2/5 is equal to 1/5. 3 minus 2 is 1. Notice the denominator is always staying the same on these. Okay, now I want you to pause the video, do the basic fact practice, all those multiplication and division problems. Turn on the video when you're ready to see those answers. All right, here we go. Here come the answers. You should have already done all those problems on your own. There they are. Pause the video, check your work, and fix any wrong answers. And then I just want to mention to you that you need to make sure you're showing your work on all word problems and proving to me that you understand how to get the answer, not just what the answer is. Because math is all about the process and understanding what you're doing, not just coming up with some right answers that make you look smart or something, okay? It's about learning that process and getting actually smarter. Don't forget labels on your word problems. Don't forget dollar signs on your money problems. All right, thanks for watching.